Clicker work. Okay, so what we need is round of applause for me. Right, thank you. I just did that to sort of set the energy right. I've got that wrong in the past. And the other thing is to feel that coherence that we had. We're all going up together, down together, and it felt good. It was nice. And I'll talk about that in a minute as well. And the other thing is, I just want to say, I'm a little bit embarrassed to be giving any talk today, and that's partly why I'm giving a well-worn a tie. Some sort of redeeming quality, because once you see my slides, you're going to be thinking, how has this guy even got a design job at all? So let's get on with it. That's me, with my nihilistic look. What's the point of life? That's a side story. I gave this talk to another consulting firm that I was working in, and it was largely aimed at explaining why this jazzy weirdo guy who's making dick jokes and carrying on the bench in the office should actually be allowed out onto client. And it was because a good friend and a trusted colleague was, remarking to others and to me, oh, when we get Mike onto a project, shit actually lands, surprisingly. So that's why I've come up with this Divergence Airways thing. So we do diverging projects, and the messaging is, hey stakeholders, hey technical folk, hey super analytical, deep dive, want to be certain clarity seeking people, we will diverge, but we'll make sense and we'll come back and we'll land, and everything's going to be okay because we've got stuff to do that with. So today I aim to show that discoveries can be so much more, and maybe discovery is a bit of a specific word, the exploration bit, the research bit. Even if we're working internally, I'm from consulting world, so it's largely framed through that language. But even if you're internal, you're kind of consulting to a team, or you're consulting to a business unit, and you still need to convince them of certain things. So there's this discovery, this thing at the beginning of usually a too short amount of time, and I want to talk about how we can make the most of that by making it more than it currently often is. Define some how-tos of great discoveries and illustrate that there's some method in the madness of sense making. And I should point out that I might accidentally try to turn this into a sense-making talk, because that's been my focus for the last year since I wrote this talk. And there is a chance that I'll go off narrative and it won't make any sense at all, but try to take elemental bits if you can and do your own sense-making and take away some value, if that makes sense at all. Right? And won't be always lame. So stuff lands, your project's going to be fine. So classic discovery that I've seen in consulting is often a little bit too much of known fact-finding. It's a little bit of this selfish orientation for the team. Let's scurry around and find things that exist so that we can do a better job of delivering for you. Maybe we're missing something there. Is it a time constraint that's causing that, or is it a mindset? Maybe the latter is hopefully the case I'll make. Although a lot of important things do take time as well. So truly new stuff doesn't always happen. So I'd kind of like to flip that and say discoveries or research or the sense-making bit, I'd really like to fund as much truly new stuff as possible and actually reduce the focus on the known fact-finding. Yeah, quite an obvious check of my notes. We've all heard, this is going back a bit, but Rumsfeld made it famous. And others talk about, how do we do it, which order? Known knowns, then there's known unknowns, unknown unknowns. What I would like to focus in on though is the other one, the forgotten child, the unknown knowns, things that we embody in our humanity, things that are under the surface, things that we experience every day but don't think about as knowledge. How can we surface some of those things? And I think I'd like to maybe make a case or suggest that that's as important as a part of discovery as it is going looking for external facts, if that's something. Does that make sense to everyone? Sign off? in about 30 seconds, I'm going to ask you to turn to the person next to you and just tickle them. But before I do that, I'll just describe. Easy focus. Before I do that, I'm going to just talk briefly about how a discovery should feel, because we're doing stuff we already know, but we don't know we know. The feel is important. So it should be uncomfortable. There should be anxiety. There should be a tension that's happening. We want to feel coherent like we did at the beginning, clapping together. It was amazing. There was nothing weird about it. It just felt like we were one with the room. We want to feel one with the room, but our job in discoveries is to keep it open, to keep it uncomfortable for as long as possible. I guess it's no surprise that's what I've just done, because you're probably very nervous about what you need to do next. Like, some are probably more nervous about doing the tickling. Others might not want to be, assaulted, essentially. So I can release you of that. We don't need to do that. And some of you have probably jumped ahead, but I particularly enjoy that one, just as being a bit of a psycho and enjoying the pain of others. But if you think about that tickle thing, think about how you can make your discoveries a little bit more uncomfortable intentionally, but palatable. And I mentioned anxiety before. It's kind of like tolerating that anxiety is an important thing for as long as possible. And then creating structure for others to tolerate anxiety. Because remember, it's not just us who are in the story. I think everyone in this room can probably understand what I'm saying and appreciate it and live with that anxiety. But how do we help the others? That's probably the story. And that's kind of why I framed who this was targeted at before. It's kind of the others. But maybe you can tell some of these stories. Well, the double diamond. Anyone ever heard of that? Jesus Christ. Don't put your hand up. You've all heard of double diamond. But I'm just going to call out that actually... Go away. Yeah. I'm just going to call out that that diverging bit is where we're creating that anxiety. And then the resolve comes in a little bit. Resolve, unity, coherence. The other thing I want to call out is that actually double diamond, oh, that's interesting. Sometimes there's one diamond or a third one. Maybe we do a bit of research and then we do some definition of a product and then, maybe we need to do some sprint planning and work out. And then what about the architecture? So I kind of feel like actually let's just get real into one diamond and we repeat it over and over. We're really diverging and converging. So it's about tension, resolve. Tension building. It happens in music as well, the jazz thing. And then when the resolve comes, like it's a tingle in your body. We all know what we're talking about. That release. One diamond. What happens next? It's fuzzy. You've got compounding, you're adding and compounding constraints over here to make it worse. Contradiction, complex. Some example activities in our world, but certainly not limited to research, finding meaning, this kind of stuff. I'm being pretty vague and not exhaustive here. So if you're like, I would probably do in this, just chill. It's, I'm making a point. Feels uncomfortable. Yeah, got that. So on this other side, once we get to the converge and the resolve happening, everything's understood. There's a path forward, there's certainty, there's defined problems. And most of your stakeholders want to get to here really, really quickly. And when we're going through discovery, we're here, and they feel weird. So sometimes it's as simple as putting a diamond on the wall and saying, you are here. It's helpful. Other times you might need to structure it in a way that maybe you don't call out the fact that we're going broader and broader and all of that. Depending on the client and on the internal stakeholders. Feels coherent, great. And the sense-making piece, I kind of think about, well, how do we turn the corner? Sense-making for me is where we turn the corner from diverging. We've made enough sense to then turn the corner and converge into something that's coherent. Okay, generative thinking, inductive thinking. Cool. I'm not going to go into further stuff there. The jazz metaphor works as well, but let's not go too far. Embarrassment. Okay, what's here? Right. These names familiar? explorers. And I should say that I probably shouldn't associate with these guys because they're mostly imperialist pillagers and like they're really horrible people of their day. But the exploring notion makes sense to me. But at a smaller level, it's embarrassing. I'm excited to find a pile of electricity meters in my discovery work, and that was an exciting client to work for, even though it's a very dry industry. We did some interesting work. Yeah, that's me. I've conquered the mountain. Yeah. But we're really conquering ourselves, so I don't want to make it too touchy-feely. Others will do a better job of that later. But essentially, that managing that tension is really about what's going on internally for all of us going through a discovery, let's call it. So here we go, some examples. Principles of a Great Discovery, says Mike in 2018, and probably it's not exhaustive. I just want to give a caveat there. There are other things you can do. Diversity of the team, yes, we know about that. Intentional divergence. Intentional divergence. Not just let's just find some facts. Push it, make it uncomfortable. Yep, product process ourselves, they're kind of the big buckets for me. And explicit sense making, yes. Actually going through a methodical approach to sense making and tapping into our humanity as well. Radical editing, resulting in models that provide clarity, that's the converging bit. Right, cool. So diversity of team, what can that look like? Here's a good example. We've got the racial background, culture, gender, extroverted, introverted. We've all heard about that. That's cool. It's a good start. Sure. What about if we really slam together different roles and functions maybe that don't even make sense? You know, we think about cross-functional teams. What about the others that we have not even considered? Extreme outliers. Radical versus incremental innovators as an attitude. Horizon 1 versus Horizon 3 thinkers. Still okay. What about if we had a team where there's no common language and we had to invent new ways to describe meaning to each other? What about if we had really extremely unrelated domain experience, or and you know, this is a nice little sideline, using kids as research participants. They give such honest answers, right? Sorry. And they're cheaper as well. Exploitation, yes. back to the explorers, yeah. So that's a good start. There are others, but I think just think about those levels of extreme that you can go to. Intentional divergence. So I'm old enough to think back to when Edward de Bono was still kind of a fad. Some of his ideas are pretty good, six thinking hats and others, and there are a few examples I'll go through here on intentional divergence. So question everything, call bullshit. I think most of us are probably naturally that kind of person. That's why we're in this industry, right? You know, in another industry, jerks maybe. I know I was until I found my niche. So, using specific tools such as the six thinking hats is a good one. I really like the provocative operations one. People are robots, now deal with that. Now make sense of that. Random word, we've probably all heard of that. Six thinking hats, there's a whole bunch of other ones. CVS to BVS, which is current view of the situation, what's a catalyst to switch to a better view of the situation, and blah, 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 blah. There are lots of these that are out there, but get them out and use them at the specific time at the right time. Now the turbocharged one, this is my favourite. So, if anyone's heard me banging on recently about Xander and the art of motorcycle maintenance, you're one of the unlucky ones. The lucky ones in the room haven't yet, but there's still time. I really love this book. Read it. Only one person has come back and said, it's so shit, Mike. It's the shittest book I've ever read. But everyone else is like, oh man, that changed my life. So maybe you can be that person. And it's a 1970s allegory about big one with yourself, right? Bit Xanish. I also like some other books from the 70s. They're about, this one here is a guy, Carlos Castaneda, in the 70s. He was an anthropologist in California, and he went down to Mexico and hung out with the shaman Don Juan, and they took all these drugs, and it was fucking amazing, and they worked out who they are and the meaning of the world and what it is to have ego and get rid of the ego, and oh my god, it's so exciting. So I love these books, and there's one thing I've taken away for not doing it. Not doing it. An intentional act that will break your current way of perceiving, and this guy lives his life by that, right? Anyway, I'm all... I'm all excited about that. Let's do a fireside chat later about the meaning of life, shall we? So, we're going to do one. So the not doing that we're going to do today, some examples are, you can take the dishes for a drive in the car. But they don't get out much. So you need to show them the neighbourhood. And you've got to strap them in because you don't want to break. You know, there's a whole bunch of stuff that goes on there, and then suddenly your perspective has changed. Maybe these dishes really do need to be treated differently, or maybe I need to look at the neighbourhood differently. Well, they can't see over the window. Oh, that's interesting. So we're going to do a simple one. We're not taking the dishes for a drive. We're going to get up off our seat, and when I did this before, there were tables. So it's walk backwards around your row. Do a lap on the row. I think that will, I think you'll be banging into the other people. Sort it out. Go backwards around something. Maybe the whole room, your chair. I don't care. Walk backwards around something. Slow enough to think about what's happening and just what are you noticing by doing that? Yeah, nice. Okay, so we'll go. Yes, we've got leaders in the back going for it. Go for it. Go. We'll just walk backwards around your chair or around. Don't spin on the spot though.
Sorry.
I do like this video.
Wow. Everyone's done it. It's amazing.
Peer pressure.
Yeah, it is group pressure. I should thank the guys in the back and stuff.
What are you wrong?
Alright, cool. That's an excellent effort. Excellent. So ready? Okay. We can sit down. Up all the way. That's great. I'm really appreciate that everyone's got into that head first and enjoyed it. I love that. Thank you. I think designers are more likely to do that when you've got a group of the more conservative types. I actually enjoy it more because I hate it. Cool. Did we notice anything whilst doing that?
I noticed there are some more birds up there.
Wow, things outside. So was it outside?
Yeah, there's a little bit just playing across.
Okay. That's excellent. Anything else? Did I have one at the back of the ear?
It's like disorientation.
Disorientation. Okay, sure. Yep. So maybe discoveries can be disoriented. Should be disorientation. You know. More aware of other people. Oh, and there was a bit of great. More aware than normal of where people are. That's really interesting, and I like that. So totally aware of where you are in the room, where and with other flying. Was it like did you become aware of different muscles or something in your legs? I suppose if I got you for half an hour, certainly. If you've ever walked backwards up your rooms, that's hard.
It turns out if you bump into someone walking forward as far right up there, you're walking backwards.
Backwards is more comfortable?
No, if you're walking backwards and you bump into someone who's walking forward,
For who?
you have to think about that.
For me? Yeah,
For
sure.
both parties.
I'm thinking both backwards. It's almost like
Well,
I'm at the
backwards
disco,
and
just like
forwards, you bump into
yeah, that's
touch.
unwanted contact. So I believe the primary school children are told it's unwanted contact if something happens, something weird with their friends. Anyway, that's supposed to challenge our notions of perception. What are we noticing? And there's millions of them that you can do. I would ask you to go and do the dishes one. Take them for a drive. Just report back. Let me know. You don't want to break them. Take the expensive ones. Yeah. Okay, explicit sense making. So we've done that thing, perception, the intentional divergence, we're aware of more things. Okay, great. How do we achieve some explicit sense making? Genius staring into the middle distance while listening to jazz. Actually, that was the photo of me at the beginning. Just, yeah. Great playlist I've got in the back of this talk. Hope you feel that. you're not familiar, do yourself a favour. Have your hands up. That's one. Better is collective discussion, so that the back and forth that happens through discourse. Essentially randomly putting elements together. Critical component being those varied perspectives that we've generated, or that the different humans have turned up with. Okay. Supercharged. Repeatable formulas, and I'll talk about some of those, and bringing to bear 4 types of knowledge. And now, I would love to go on about these, but it's not. Do we have time? Do we have time? No. Objective, subjective, shared, and sensory knowledge. And I get really excited about overlaying all 4 of those. Sensory is the thing that we've probably all heard about in No, not Tipping Point. Blink. Everyone read Blink? No one's read Blink. You know the story about the firemen, and before the thing's going to fall through, they know, like the experienced firemen know when to run out of the building, but there's no real signals about when it's going to happen because of the millions and millions of embodied data points that live in them. This is sort of sensory, but you can't point to it and say, well, I knew because X. I love these ones. Objective, fucking boring. Data people can come in with their thin data, sure, but add to it the subjective of a humans in the room, probably, and your research participants as well, which we know collect their subjective experience as well. But then there's shared and sensory, and I want to just talk about shared just very briefly. It's Diana left. Diana's gone, right? Diana was talking yesterday about when you're observing people like in this room, you don't know why they're doing things, or you can't make judgments just based on little movements. You can only observe behaviours. And I think, no, that's fine if we're intentionally trying to remove bias and collect actual objective knowledge, that's cool. But we all know that you can sense the mood of a room, right? Like we all experience that. And what we're talking about there is sort of a shared knowledge. If we walked in here last night and it was a bit dank and a bit drab and everyone was very excited, in fact. So we knew the mood of the room, but you couldn't point to it and say, well, why was it? It was all of the intersubjective bits and pieces and the shared understanding of the room. And is it a thing where you're looking at someone, but they're not looking at you, or the reverse, and then maybe you turn and look and you see them looking at you? That's a thing, right? Yeah. Everyone knows that's a thing. I don't know what's going on there, but it's something over here, not over here. That's a thing. Stare at someone, don't. So I don't know how it's happening, because I don't believe in high powers or anything, but there's some sort of laser beam like happening. So, all right, are you time thinging me? How long do I have?
You got till 11, 5 minutes.
Okay. All right. Fasten your seatbelts, and ambiguity is your captain speaking, ambiguity ahead. It's okay, we have equations. So we all know that we're going to go through this uncomfortable thing, but you can make others comfortable by pointing to equations, right? And they're kind of real, but they're a little bit about making them feel comfortable. It's back to the beginning of the story. People were asking me, Mike, you come in and do this sense making and stuff, help us create models and things, and everything's fine. What the hell's happening? Is it magic? Well, it's not. So my goal here, and yours should also be, I hope, is to unpack and expose as much of that as possible so that others participate and understand how we come to that sense making and making conclusions. So here's an equation. I sort of made it up, I think. New information we can observe and gather. So we've got mostly that external stuff, but we can collect some shared knowledge that others, that's true amongst others. Plus some stuff we know is instruments of sense making, stuff we brought to the party, mental models, other facts, personal blah blah blah, sensory knowledge as well, other shared knowledge, same shared knowledge, the feel of the room, maybe other shared knowledge might be there as well. And from that comes meaningful insights. And I would articulate meaningful insights in our world as previously unrecognized patterns, explanations that provide new meaning, a model that can be used to make decisions. Because our job is to help our knowledge worker clients make decisions. All right. I mean, we make money, not art, right? So, and a truth that is actual beyond the immediate circumstances. So, you're probably, and here's a human guide. There are some cards that you can buy that take you through this as well. So there's a link which I'll share. These great question cards that help guide you through the personal or collective sense-making process. Facts, what are all the facts? What are the feelings, my personal experience that I bring to that? Some mantras and some actions. And hey presto, we're acting out this magical star that turns the corner on the diamond from earlier. But I know you're probably thinking that's a bit abstract. What are you talking about? So I've got some examples. I'll just briefly talk through, and some of these are fairly processy and live in that world, and some of them are a little bit broader than that. Just kick me off whenever I will. This was the metering company, so we were out there, found the meters, and I'm all excited about that. And I stole one and took it home, by the way. An old one that I was throwing away, and it's on my hipster wallet. This one was one where we had a team of BAs, and we had technical people and clients, and they're all like, yeah, let's converge, come on, we know what it is. And I had to be that guy, and I expect you to be that guy, girl, person, who's pulling back and saying, no, it's not ready. Like, it doesn't make sense. All of the things we know aren't in a coherent model that allow us to make decisions. We jump into an assumption. And so this one was about how far back in the process can we create a link between our forecast, this is so boring, our forecast and our actual meters that we're hitting the walls for people who get new meters in. And so we'd identify this curve here, this funny thing, trying to pinch it together. So this model helped us understand what was going on. And then we're able to further make some decisions about, is this a better point, and is the accuracy that we'll get from this point better or worse or more valuable, or data point 2 better? We had certain things that we could connect to physical things in the world versus some data they had. Problem to solve here or problem to solve here. We ended up going with 2 because it was far enough back in the process, blah, blah, blah. So this, really simple, but just mapping out that model helped us to understand what is the world, where are the trigger points, where can we move stuff around. I've gone from the really high-minded esoteric straight into something really, really practical, and I hope that's exciting and not a letdown for everyone at this point in this talk, but we'll try and wind it up. Here's another one where we mapped a bunch of pain points and gains, and we thought, man, these guys could do with faster internet. I think it's a technology problem. Like, it could be as simple as that. They had network, and they had servers in the cupboard, like actual ones in the cupboard, and it didn't feel right. So we did a sense-making activity where we said, well, against their goals, which were across the top, future capabilities that they needed for success, against all the pain points and gains that were happening, we actually found an intersection at workflow where we could actually get some advantage. So we went and did workflow stuff. We didn't have to do technology. So this is kind of going against our initial bias, is what Diana was talking about. Don't let your bias for what you think, the human gut feel, get in the way. You need to sense check it with some actual data, but it's a good example of layering up multiple types of knowledge, right, from the thing before. Here's another one where the mental model behind this is, hey, employee engagement app, there's an external world, the organisation and the employee. The mental model is, we would like them to all share a vision, share an experience. So the physical mechanism we use is like this date ready reckoner thing. So we could try to line up, almost like a poker machine where you get 3 cherries or whatever, trying to line up the values and find a place where we could get a synergy between the individual, the organisation and the world. Now that one ended up being a failure, by the way. That model did not work, so we chucked it. But playing around with these different things helped us to understand what kind of problem are we actually trying to solve here next. Everyone heard the story about the lost soldiers in the Pyrenees? Oh baby. So, sense making. Does it even have to be the facts? So some Hungarian soldiers 100 years ago are lost in the Alps. And they're like, we're screwed. It's cold and blah blah blah, they're gonna die. And then Lieutenant finds, after days, oh hey presto, I found a map. Well, I don't know where that was all this time, but here's a map. And so they started following it. They found it to be really useful and calming, but also they were able to start taking action and sense making from what they saw. So following a path, seeing things, and reacting to that. Turns out it was a map of a different mountain range, Pyrenees. But the point is, they were as individuals able to look at it, make a decision, take action, and learn from the stimuli that came from that action, not by following the map blindly. So the map ended up being an interesting sense-making orientation tool, not necessarily a map of the terrain that they followed blindly. And I think of sense-making as very much that kind of thing. Now, there's further discourse that I've been reading about online about how that story is not necessarily perfectly true, and the way it's been told is kind of evolved over the years, but let's stick with my version. It tells the story nicely. And sense-making, don't worry about the facts as much, because it's about orientation of the human to take steps into the world. And I think that's more important.
Impossible. How can you be so sure? Because the circumstances of my first meeting with Mr. Edwards lead me to believe that he is a paranoid conspiracy theorist. Are you following me? Yes. I explained to Mr. Edwards that I was using a technique known as Zen navigation. There's a school of thought that says when you're hopelessly lost, you should consult a map. My own strategy is to find someone who looks like they know where they're going and follow them. I rarely end up where I was intending to go, but I often end up somewhere that I needed to be. Wow, that's bollocks.
He says bollocks, but it works, and I believe him. So I think take him to the extreme. When he says, when I see someone who looks like they know where they're going, we're making that judgment based on a million little things, right? You know, that's the kind of guy I want to be. I'm just going to follow and see what happens. That's I was at the jazz club the other night. Yeah, the Ellington, and I was thinking, if I want to embody some of the values of jazz into my work, what if I just copied some of the rituals of the jazz club? What if I just copied the door, the guy at the door with the window? Like, nowhere else has that. The guy at the door with the window, it's kind of weird. But it's nice. And then you're right there, the instruments are right there, it's loud and it's really dark. And could I take that into my work? Could we make discoveries like a jazz? This is a bit weird, but like that's for me. That's how can I take the rituals of another space that I think have value and apply them in my area? Not knowing exactly why or what the outcomes would be, but it feels right because what's this guy's name? Does anyone know this show? Dirk Gently. It's the most ridiculous name. I don't know what it could mean. No, there's no story. There's no whiteboard handy, so you can use that. And one last thing. We talked about jazz. What else could you need in a discovery other than funk? Yes, music makes a difference. Play music. Play soundscapes that go for 10 hours. I've done Rain on a Train in the background, and it's really cool. Or you can play jazz, or you can play deep house. You don't use wordy songs though. But that's not what I mean. That's really important. That's not what I mean. What I mean is the funkification of having time when you've seen some stuff and then you've got time to let it simmer, let it marinate. I don't like marinate. I'm not really into the food analogy. Sorry. Let it funkify. But we're so rushed so many times. Do a week of discovery and then we're going to start building. These bloody agile teams are like, just come on, feed the engine, just give us anything, any old shit we'll do, it doesn't matter, we'll come back later. And then later it's like, no, it's fucking too late, can't come back later. So just give yourself time to think. Give yourself time. So try to break up a discovery and your life, to be honest, with spaces of expectations punctuated with gaps where there are no expectations. None. In those gaps, do nothing. Go for a walk. In fact, a discovery is almost like the organisation taking a break from expectations. Right? And you learn some stuff and you come back to expectations. And then in the discovery, let the humans go for a 2-hour walk in the park. Enforce that they go for a walk. Say, stop all of this. You stakeholders. Go into the park, don't come back, just think about nothing. And the things that they'll come back with, the sense that they'll be able to make will be amazing. Some guy popularised it, a guy named Schultz, goes for a walk for an hour every day, Schultz hour. So it's kind of Schultz hours all the way down, from the organisational level right down to what we do day, if you can. So in summary, we've got some of these weird activities like the Zen navigation, the not doings that we did, the walking backwards thing. And then on the other hand, we've got clients who are really keen on certainty and don't want to cope with the awkward anxiety of the thing. But then the reality of these pseudo equations that we can feed them that do work and essentially help them to feel at ease. So there's a lot of weird stuff going on because we have to feed them these equations because it would be completely incomprehensible to say actually what we're doing is using the humans as instruments of sense making. We're going to come up with it from what's deep in our humanity and we're going to use all of these different other types of knowledge. People can't cope with that. So in a way I'm saying these equations, they do work, but also they're a bit of a distraction from what's really happening in humans doing stuff, as shown in the Schultz hour. And so we've got discovery for product, we've got technical discovery, service discovery, strategy discovery, goes on, right? Discovery. Oh, thanks, Christy. As I said, my visual design skills are awful. But discovery can take place all the way along. We might be doing an organisational change piece and there's discovery for that. It's not a linear process, it's almost like learn some stuff and then deliver at a particular level of abstraction. But the key point I want to make there is discoveries can happen anywhere at any time, and like the Schultz hour, you need to make space and you need to take ownership of that. But the further upstream they occur, the more value they'll provide. So if you're just getting handed some piece of crap requirements and then say, well, let's do some discovery around that, the impact you'll have is not huge. If you can get further upstream, much better. I think we know this, but it takes a bit of time to build up the relationships to do that. So do come flying with us, because on Divergence Air we always land. Oh, we land. Thank you. Oh, destination clarity, thanks. Thank you. Swap back.